Welcome back to the LTS, guys. It's your host Duncan as usual, and on today's episode we shall be talking about Pep Guardiola. Manchester City right now is not in a current nice form, if I may call it that. They haven't won a game in Jan in the Premier League. Back-to-back L's now from United and Bodo Glimt. This Champions League game, I think, has highlighted so many challenges that this current Pep squad has. And if he's not backed the way he normally is in, let's say, a Jan transfer like this one, I'm thinking this might not be the last worst game we've seen from them, because they were dominated in the Manchester derby and they've been dominated in the Champions League right in back-to-back games now. So it's not looking good for Pep, but I think we can first highlight the Bodo Glimt game, since one of the last games they've played. They lost 3-1 in this Champions League tie. The Norwegian Giants are not really a team to play around with. They have Victor Boniface in there. That's a high quality number 9 who was playing in that Leverkusen unbeaten season. So some injuries have plagued him, but man, these guys are number 1 in their league, so you can't expect them to be pushovers. Kasper Hugh, you might forgive me for the pronunciation, but yeah, you know how it is. But Kasper got a brace in this game. Hauger as well rounding off proceedings, and then Ryan Shaki pulling one back for City, and then Rodri getting a red card at the end. I think that Rodri red card was more or less, I think he was just tired of the game. He didn't really have a nice game to begin with, and the fact that it is 60th minute, it's 3-1 already, man. He just checked out, I guess. But let's dive into some of the problems this team has. I think the over-reliance on Haaland, now you can see it breaking down when the team needs it the most. He's not really a guy who can carry the team on his own. No, he needs a group of players around him to do his thing and to really give him those balls and that supply. But if you limit the supply and cut off the supply, as you saw in the Manchester derby, limit his supply, Haaland won't do anything. And I think Bodo Glimt just took notes from Carrick and just enacted the same thing right on the dot, man. Ryan Shaki started the game, but didn't really affect the game the way we expected him to dominate. Phil Foden, this guy, I think this is one of the most babied English players I've ever seen. When he plays, when he's on form, he's the best player in the league. But when he's not on form, now no one remembers him. There's no pressure around him. No one really expects him to consistently put up these numbers every week, and it really shows that he has no fire burning behind him. If it's Rashford in this specific incident, if he's in United and he's having a howler like this, guys would be slating him more than Foden. But I guess, man, everyone has a way of approaching their own players. But I think this Foden thing he has to move on, I think, in my view. City cannot wait for you to mature. He's now hitting 25, and he's still not yet. We haven't seen the best of Foden even now, because you could say that PFA season was one of his best seasons, but man, we all know his talent roof, and we know it's higher than that. It's higher than what he's currently giving us. So, man, Pep has to address so many issues. That midfield, I think Rodri is past his prime and he's entering the washed side of his career. I think that injury has taken away so much, and given the fact that the team he has come back to is not really playing to that high level as well, it's what can you do, man? What can you do? But at least the positives they have as a City team, or as Pep right now, you could say he's still in the 2 cups, winning against Newcastle, and as well staying in the EFL. So at least they have a cup. They have a cup they can take this season. So that's one thing for City guys to look upon. But if you're looking at the two big cups, that's the Premier League and then the Champions League, I really don't think your team is on either of these, because you get, I don't think in the next round of Champions League, City might survive. Those big hitters might just put it off. And given the over-reliance on Haaland right now, Semenyo is not eligible to play in Champions League, so that's a cap right there. And the likes of Savinho still injured. The injuries have plagued him. Jeremy Doku blows hot and cold. Oscar Bob is, teams are bidding for him right now. Fulham, and there's a bidding war happening with Borussia Dortmund for him. So he's right on his way out. It's not looking stable right now. Omar Mamouche, back from Egypt of this African Cup stint. I think he had a great African Cup. And given the fact that he can just slot into this team, Semenyo is not playing Champions League, so they're going to really need him in this crunch time phase in the Champions League. So, City's match rating for this Bodo Glimt game was a 6.3. That really exemplifies how work they played. Nico O'Reilly playing in the midfield. We've really seen him play in the left back role, and he actually excels in that role, but he's naturally a midfielder, and we got to see him in his natural position. But this wasn't really a nice debut in that position. He had a rating of 7.1 given the fact that he assisted Shaki's goal, but as far as that, man, the worst rated players in the team were Erling Haaland with a 5.8, Rodri with a 4.8, and Alain 5.5, Gigi as well with 5.8. So right now, what do you guys think about how can Pep really turn this around? Because unless he still has time, because I don't see him stay in City for 2 more seasons, right? So arguably this is his last season, or next season is his last. And given the fact that the City hierarchy has been speaking to some managers around, let's say there's those rumors that came out of City hierarchy speaking to the likes of Enzo Maresca, just in case to succeed Pep when he flies off. But I honestly don't see him turning it around this time. I don't think he has enough time under his belt for a new rebuild. I think a new rebuild will take him around 2 more seasons. And I don't think he has 2 more seasons in City. So I think this might be a fall of a giant, or one of the greatest managers we've seen in English Premier League history. But guys, let us know your thoughts on why you think City will finish this season, or if you think Pep is washed, man. I can't even believe I'm saying this, man. But yeah, it's been real, guys. Thanks for watching, and yeah, peace out.